might be live. I'm still figuring out the live platform. If you watch our football show, you will understand the pain that I have been struggling through, trying to figure out if we're live or not. But hey, I'm here. Uh, Episode 3, Golden Bachelorette, just finished on the East Coast. If for whatever reason, there's no one watching the live stream yet, but if you tune in and you're on the West Coast, turn it off. Um, but hey, we're done on the East Coast. I'm done live scoring. We're out for the night. I'm going to take you through kind of some thoughts on the episode, some breakdowns of the fantasy aspect, and a really early look at pricing and picks for next week. See how this does. Right off the bat, 50 burger from Pascal. Pascal came in. He was taking kisses. He was making the opportunity every time she was in front of his face. He was stealing a kiss. 55 points total, I believe, from Pascal. I'm not going to pull it up because I want to see this ownership and stuff here. I'll absorb it while I'm talking to you. But hey, big numbers from Pascal. I actually am going to flip over. Perfect lineup right here. Charles L. I told you guys that I didn't like the lineup you got. The trade-off would have been this swap chalking guy. It would have been the right play. That's why you should watch 602 Rose Show and then make your own informed decisions about what you think is going to happen. Charles L. talked about his dead spouse like all night. It was insane the number of times it came up. The edit, the 6 times, the trauma edits are wild. I understand that for a certain amount of this, it's the driving factor, right? It's not like an inability to find a partner or heartbreak like we see out of the younger contestants. This is coming out of a life that you fully live. So I understand the edit, but man, bringing it up with all the guys and bringing it up with her and bringing it up the producers, he really put the points together. That's a really impressive stack there. The rest of this, Pascal, obviously the one-on-one. Jordan was the same, punt play, low roses, but we knew he was going to hit. Jonathan with the other one-on-one. Guy did his thing at the end of the episode. I like this lineup. Great job to Beckstein, SW for that perfect lineup this week. Well done. That's a lot of points there. For me, let's go back. The 50 burger from Pascal, obviously interesting date. 61% owned in week 3. So most people in your league would have had Pascal. We had preview footage of him. Really should have expected him to score well. One-on-one dates always score well unless they get sent home, which happens incredibly rarely. Wayne Newton. Somebody tweeted it. I won't take credit for it, but I'm not going to find the tweet either. Wayne Newton looks like a wax museum version of Wayne Newton. I thought he sounded bad. Oh man, what a low rent date that whole thing was. But they paid for a private jet. We don't even know if they were on it by themselves. And then you have Wayne Newton, who's probably under contract with Disney, come to the hotel room. Not for me, but hey, that's fine. No, we talked Charles L a little bit. Obviously, the C spouse thing, the screen time there. I like the way they're handling it. I think it's an appropriate way to approach a subject that like Bachelor people haven't really been exposed to. We get the dead parent thing every once in a while. Dead spouse thing is a sticky subject, and I think they're doing a pretty good job with it. I'll criticize them immediately after this. Let me get through Charles first. Feels very it's a BIP edit, right? And I hope they're not doing an old person BIP, but he's getting that edit that makes you invested in the story. I don't think it's a Golden Bachelor edit, but we just don't have the background yet to know for sure if that's what it is. I don't know if they're lining up to be the next Bachelor. Obviously, the franchise as a whole has some interesting racial stuff that they have to work through. Just on the whole, and I thought this season was very well cast. I don't know if Charles L can be the next Bachelor. I'd love to see it. I think it would be really entertaining. The feedback, at least from the vocal minority on Twitter, who watches live, right? We just keep narrowing down Twitter, live viewers, people who give a shit. They love Charles. Protect Charles at all costs. I think I saw that tweet 14 times. So it's there. They're giving screen. Everyone's getting those kind of conversations. It's just like the edits on Bachelor or Bachelorette. Everyone's having essentially the same conversations. What are they showing, and why are they showing it to us? Not sure how deep Charles goes, but an interesting edit. A lot of screen time, really making you feel for him. We'll see what happens there. Flip side of the coin, Gil. Producers told us they were going to edit Gil out. Gil had some off-camera stuff, domestic facing stuff. I won't get into on this show. Honestly, I'll put myself out there. I don't care beyond the characters these guys play on the show. But the producers came out and said that they were going to reduce Gil's screen time and try to remove him from the show as much as possible to distance themselves from him. They didn't. Obviously, he gets the group date rose. It's really hard to not show the group date rose. If you watch 602 Rose Show, the pick show this week, that's part of the reason we took Gil, was because Gil was going to end up being in a spot. Ooh, pricing's in. We'll get to that in a minute. Gil was going to end up being in a position where, what do you get? 15 points. That sucks. Gil. Don't like Gil. Anyway, we knew 2 weeks ago that they were going to edit him out. We should have known better. We should have known that they were lying. But everyone hated him. Everyone didn't like it. Look at this ownership. Episode 3 ownership all the way down to 18%. Could have been something there. He does get the group date rose, is on the winning team for the group date. So the points were there. Not quite the trade-off you're looking for what you had to spend to get him. But the real egg on the face here is the producers. We trusted him. We believed him. He'll be gone soon by all accounts, but there's only so much editing you can do, but they gave him additional camera time beyond his group date stuff. It just doesn't feel great. Jonathan, 53% owned out there, did a good job. 33-ish points, I believe. 30 points flat. So good, right? I mean, you get a one-on-one date, you outscore everybody but the other one-on-one date. That's exactly where you want to be. I thought he was a little too open. That's another one where it's like, where are we positioning Jonathan? Is he the next Golden? Is it just a feel-good story? We don't have enough information about Golden to know really where the parallels are with the traditional franchise and where the new through lines are. Gerry didn't get recruited on a Golden Bachelorette season. Gerry was the first. So we really don't know what they're looking for. We really don't know what they're lining up. But a lot of that self-doubt and saying that you didn't want the one-on-one, you want to be on the group date. It's a really interesting tact. I get it. It's filler. It fills up that time. It makes you kind of feel for him. It lets the conversation editing happen really cleanly on the date itself. He talks about being open. He had that cheesy ass line about like, we're out here in these open hills and that's how open I want to be with my heart. And like, oh, it's heartwarming. It's touching. I like Jonathan. I'm just not sure where they're going. Real quick note, people on Twitter who just don't get it. This is a scripted show. They're taking 24/7 camera footage of 20 guys and they're distilling it down to an hour and 40 minutes of TV each week. And they're editing it in real time as Twitter's and Instagram are reacting to the episodes. People just don't get it. It's not about the people watching, and it's not about like how we feel that they've cast. And it drives me crazy. But to the credit of Golden Twitter, it is hot. Golden Twitter is a really cool place to be. A lot of people just loving these old dudes having a good time. It's a lot more of a community than was around Golden Bachelor. The girls got catty. Twitter got catty. Outside of Gil hate, Golden Bachelorette Twitter's been a lot of fun. So check that out if you haven't. The sea shanty song from Kim was a flex. That was a lot. Kim obviously goes home, but his ownership was what? 16% ownership. He was getting somewhat favorable edit. Where are those average points at? 13 an episode with going home. So it's like 16, 17 points across the first two. He was getting an edit that made sense. I could see him going. He had kind of that like grandfatherly kind of feel to him, but trying to get all the guys in the house to sing a sea shanty song with him was a wild flex. I think it was a wild overstatement of where his standing was in the house. But man, guy with the guy edit backed up Charles L, backed up Kim, comes out after the rose ceremony and sings the stupid song with Kim. I think Guy is going to embody that more and more, and you're going to see him as the season progresses kind of take those opportunities. I can almost guarantee he doesn't know the Fantasy Bachelor exists, but if he did, he seems like the kind of guy who would lean into it. So I hated the producer rose for Mark. I get everybody loves Mark. Everyone loves Mark Anderson. He's the Bachelor dad. He's kind of boring. The producer rose, and that's what it was, right? It was the last rose. If you don't get that, I'm sorry. It's just the way this is. Fantasy Bachelor. We know from watching the producers do this. They pick a guy. Mark was the producer rose. So I don't know how much he's got left. She does seem to like him. He seems like a likable guy. He's just boring. But that was the producer rose. And I'm not sure how much longer that's going to go. She's got some stuff to sort through. So unless he gets the one-on-one date next week and they really start to gain some, damn it, that's what it is. I hate this show sometimes. So that's my guess. I missed some of the preview. I think the Jordan one-on-one date is next week. It would make sense if he gets the producer if he gets the producer rose and then the producer one-on-one and then goes home episode 5. I think that jives. Right. 11 to 8, 8 to 6, or 11 to 9, 9 to 7, something like that. Yeah. So I got Mark going home episode 5, but with the one-on-one next week. Feels like a nice shot in the dark, huh? All right, pricing. Let's take a quick look at pricing here. Let's see. Pascal at 26 makes sense with dropping that 50 burger. Chalk scored so many damn points on his one-on-one. He's still up at 24. Jonathan at 24. That all makes sense. So what did I say? I said we got Jordan at 50. Yeah, that's you. Jordan, I think he's got that one-on-one. I don't know if I can do this with my mouse and not my touch screen. All right, well, hold on. Give me 2 seconds here. If I lock Jordan in and lock Mark in, gives you 69 roses to play with. So it's 69 roses. You can go Chalk, Chalk. I don't think you want Pascal. Wow. To the bowling date we saw in the preview had 6 guys on it. There's 11 guys left. 2 one-on-ones is 9. It could be the bowling date. It's probably one more week. I don't think I want Pascal again. But if you took you'd be down to 43. So, yeah, if you go Jordan Mark, you can get essentially anyone you want into your lineup. Obviously, watch 602 Row Show, which will be out Sunday or Monday. where we have all the previews. We'll know who has the one-on-one dates. We'll kind of sleuth out who gets the group date rows. But yeah, if it is Jordan and Mark, you can fit essentially anybody else in. I think early returns for me, I got to have Guy at 19. And Guy at 19, then you could go Chalk, Chalk, and take Chalk and whoever else you wanted. I'd be more inclined to take Chalk over Pascal or Jonathan just because they have the one-on-ones. They kind of tend to ebb and flow a little bit, but the biggest rows you're going to be looking for is the group date rows. We want to know who gets that group date rows because that's going to be the one with the most value. Like I said, I think Jordan gets the one-on-one, but we'll check the previews that come out through the week to be sure. That's about all I had, guys. The entertaining episode. I'm really enjoying this season. This has been a lot of fun. It's a nice change of pace. The camaraderie and I'll use the word brotherhood, I guess, in the house. It's refreshing. It's a good change. We haven't seen any infighting. Even the Kim thing, the producers had an opportunity to edit that all to hell to make us think they all hated each other. They didn't. So yeah, it's been a nice change of pace. It's been really easy to score. These guys have been fun. It's been really interesting. So that's about all I had. Let me just check really quick and see. I want to see those kisses. So those are your one-on-one dates, Pascal and Jonathan there. Dan got the fake one-on-one. Chalk had a one-on-one. See, Mark's sitting out there. That's interesting. And then, a whole bunch of nothing. She's doing a good job. I like this season. I enjoy this season. Watch the kissing from Pascal. If he continues, they've kind of broken that ice now. So if he's on a group date or at rose ceremonies, he is going to be positioned. He's going to take some more of those kisses. No spoilers on this show. No spoilers on a live show, but I think Pascal is going to position himself for that. So factor that into your thinking. We've seen him take advantage of situation. I would expect that to continue. That's all I've got. Thanks for joining me. Just a little quick live show. Just wanted to get some thoughts out there. I've been saying I'm going to do this for a couple of weeks and I haven't. So here I am. I do it all for you guys. No, I love this show. That's it. That's all I got. 602 Rose Show out later this week. Not more importantly, you guys are Bachelor people if you're here watching this, but we do have Yelling and Screaming, which is our NFL show, airs live Tuesday nights. I heard from Little Bird there might be an emergency Jets, Mets, and Regrets podcast with my buddy Jason to talk what's happening in New York, New Jersey. And there's some wine club content on the horizon that we might try to tie into Bachelor season. But hey, appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. See, and again, I can't end the stream on time, so you get 30 extra seconds.